Hey YouTubers, Test1 back again with another video. This one is very special to me. I'm a very big fan of the horror genre, and what Mezco have released is the Nosferatu. It's a 1/12 scale. This is what you call the swag set. The reason it's pretty much special is they brought out this t-shirt with beautiful art on it of the actual figure that they've created, and alongside with that, as I was opening the box, they've done this fold out card with this beautiful image, shadow image. I'm trying to get no reflection there, but there you go, of the again the 1/12 figure, their version, because the movie version this represents doesn't have such a large extension of the mouth and the gaping savage teeth that Mezco have created here. Great idea. If this is a line of more horror stuff to come from the Silent Screamers Series 1. If this is just the start of a series, I'm definitely on board with it, and I'll be definitely keeping an eye out for the second release, because I absolutely love this t-shirt, and I love this idea of the photograph image, which you can take out and you can put it in a glass frame or whatever you want to do. I personally love this, but the only thing I didn't like, just here, when they were cutting the two slots, they obviously done it from underneath, and it's gone through from the back to the front, which is, it's just destroyed the front of the card a bit, which is a shame. But I can probably touch it up a little bit of pencil and disguise it, and you would never know it's there. So that's okay. The only thing that wasn't okay is the fact that this, and I'll put the link below, this was purchased from Big Bad Toy Store as a provider, and their prices, the extension of their prices from what Mezco was advertising it was $112 US to 160 or 159 US. I can't justify that, and for that reason I'm going to be I'm not purchasing anything from Big Bad Toy Store anymore, because I think I was scalped, and many other buyers were scalped, and they can't justify from a pre-sale of 140 to 160. Like a sellout, and then they've slapped an extra $19 on top. It's just, I can't justify it, and I can't get my head around it. So unfortunately, I'm going to prefer to purchase direct from the providers, which is the Mezco themselves. Great company. They're making up some fantastic stuff. They've got the Conan statue release, pre-release, some really good stuff they've been making, and this Nosferatu has really smashed it in the park for me. And with anyone who collects, whether it's old vintage to modern day, especially with horror, if you can get a lunchbox with this image on there, again their cartoon style of Nosferatu, it's a plus. It's definitely a plus. So I'm going to quickly get it out of the packaging. Okay, just a quick little slip to so that they creating and making for collectors, adult collectors mainly. Nice little shell casing in there with all the bits and pieces. I'm going to tip that upside down. And there you go, nice silver lining inside, no painting in there. that is gold to me. I would like to get some more horror figure lunchbox tins. Definitely would love to get 3 or 4 or 5, whichever the series takes me. Now I won't make a mistake like I did last time and forget to open one of the shells and did a video with not showing all accessories, so everything's out. I know exactly what's there. First up is the coffin lid and the base, the massive base. The second layer is the coffin itself, and it looks great with all its rats and worms in there. Fantastic. Absolutely stunning, with the series of 6 rats, a series of hands, some different head sculpts. I think it would be probably more like a classic line of head, and then the the original line of head, and then of course the Mezco's exaggerated version of the horror fiend himself. So there we have it. I'm just going. What I will do is bring over one of my little favourites, the silver screen from Sideshow release of the Vampire. It's the first 1922 release, I think it was German or something like that, to the modern day version of this version of what they call Nosferatu, which is, I think it was pretty much mixed of the 1980s or 1970s Nosferatu movie. Here is my silver screen version. The rest of them are mainly Universal, but this one of course wasn't Universal, but I think it maybe Universal has probably revamped the movie and then released it or something like that. But this is my Sideshow, one of my favourites. I'm a big silver screen horror fan, and he gets about 3 rats and a bunch of master keys, which he used to access rooms to get his victims. So this is a more of a brown, sort of brownish coloured version of the what I call the silver screen. So that's cool, a different variation of that dusty old movie release. So I'm going to get all these out onto the table and have a good look at them. I'd have to say the added coffin is definitely a favourite of mine. I don't actually have a coffin at all in any of my collection, and without having a coffin especially a horror collection, you really are missing out. So this coffin is highly detailed. It's very strong, very sturdy. Does look like wood. This lid with the little gap in there to see the what's inside the coffin is brilliant. Whether it was in the movie, it possibly was. I can't remember because it's been a while since I've watched the movie. The figure itself, look, it's I just overwhelmed with what sort of quality it's made. It is a little bit bigger than Frankenstein, which was also made from Mezco. That release of Frankenstein was pretty much stopped flat. It was nothing after that. I thought horror was going to be dumped. I honestly thought Mezco was going to throw it out the door and not look at it again. And then this happened. Completely shocked me. I missed the pre-release. It sold out straight away. Also with Big Bad Toy Store, they knew it would sell out straight away within 24 hours of me catching the last of the sales. But this is another level really of such a small scale figure to bring to the buyers, the horror buyers. This is definitely a #1 hit as far as I'm concerned from Mezco. You've done it again, Mezco. Well done. Articulation. Oh, look, I'm not going to go out and go crazy with Articulation. He wasn't a mad reticulated person anyway. He put your hands out a bit and you know, like something like that. If you want to see the articulation side, go watch another review and you probably will see the articulation, because I'm not going to go ahead and stretch it and possibly break it for the purpose of this video. I'm not a huge posing person. I just like to put it into a classic pose and then leave it, and don't overpose. That's my key of my collecting, is not to overpose my figures, because you can damage everything else. So this is what I do. It's got a little bit of crunch, so you can pose it into that really sort of sinister pose, but pretty much that's it. The head, those gleaming black eyes, it really catches, and those little pointed ears. I love it. The outfit fits really well. Not sure if you can open it all up. I'm not even going to try it. The tights, great, and these big pointed shoes. Focus, you bastard! Come on. They've done it really well. Really good job. Moving right along. The stand. Very interested in finding more about this Silent Screamers series. I really need to find out more about that, because it's got me really interested. The hat. Which I'll put on him right now. Two more heads. Wow, those heads, those crazy. They're crazy, scary looking. It's a shame I didn't have two more bodies to go with it. And a bunch of these mice. There's like, I think the Sideshow released about 3 mice with some keys and that, but so you got 6. You got double what Sideshow has released. So as well as the hands he has here, he has another variation of clawing and scary looking hands. This one here particularly looks like it's the key holding hand for the keys. The rest of them are just sinister, sort of opened clawing style hands. So another 4 more extra hands. Just show you the waist grabber. It can be used for jumping in the air purposes. I don't personally use them. I leave them in the box. The keys, bunch of keys, just like Sideshow's release. But you know, it's good. What's good about this is you have the colour, the gold keys, the rusty old, you know, rusting sort of metal goldish sort of looking keys. And this unusual lantern, very unusual. I can't remember if it was in the movie, but it possibly was on the ship. I'm not too sure. And I don't think Sideshow made a lantern. I think it would come through. Yeah, it was the After Midnight, London After Midnight. I think the creature from that had a lantern, but this one, Vampire from Sideshow, didn't have a lantern. So there you have it. I just did a quick setup. I used the I actually used the waist grabber and propped the coffin up on an angle. So the waist grabber is good for if you want to play around and put the coffin on a bit of angle. I think you really need to display the coffin. So this is what I've done. I've done this quick on an angle setup on the base with the lid open. All the mice running around, all the rats running around on the lid, and including the ones that are in the coffin itself, which is at the back there. I love that sort of display, and also you have all these beautiful accessories. I think Mezco have absolutely smashed it with this one. As a horror fan, I'm very, very happy. Also, the rest of the horror fans, I think they've been given a gift from Mezco. This brilliant series. I'm looking forward to seeing what else comes out. Hopefully there's a werewolf or something like that. I cannot wait. So thank you very much, Mezco. And of course, not forgetting Sideshow. I love Sideshow. I still love my Sideshows. So there you have it. A great collector's piece. If you haven't got it, you're probably going to struggle to get it now, because unless they re-release it, I don't think they will. They might. But I doubt very much if they'll release. They'll just go on to the next release and the series, and that's it. Thank you very much. This is it for my video. Test just one out. Catch ya.